The next thing is that we're going to go ahead and we're going to start. And this is just what I've done is put into a PowerPoint the specific conventions that we're going to go over. When they're in section 1A, okay? And if you want to make a note, if you find today that, okay, I need to make a note on this specific convention, then it's in section 1A, and this is number 4. So this is our placeholder character. All right, so now I want to show you what I'm talking about, because believe me, this does happen where we forget to assign a character, a 6th character, when the code is actually a 7th character. And how do we know that? So let's just look up in our index. And I'm going to move the screen up just a little bit. All right. So I have an anaphylactic shock, and it's going to send me to shock. So I'm going to go there. All right, then I'm going to scroll down because I have an anaphylactic shock due to ingestion of pecans, and this is an initial encounter. The diagnosis in that chart is not going to say initial encounter. So when you're coding for your physician, he's not going to say that. I'm providing you that because we don't have a chart. But when you've got your chart in front of you and you've got a diagnosis, you will easily be able to determine if this is initial encounter or a subsequent encounter. So that's not going to be a problem. But know that physicians don't write like this. And you've seen that in the virtual internship. You don't find initial encounter. If you do, it's very rare. So I want you to know not to expect that. All right. So I've got I'm in the anaphylactic reaction, and I'm scrolling down due to, and I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to say my pecans, they are nuts. All right, so believe it or not, there are coders who would stop right here and put T78.05. But if I open that up, and I'm going to click on it. I see right here that I have a 6th character of X, and A is my initial encounter. And I want you to become familiar with opening up these side notes. I think you're already doing that. But we want to make sure that if there are any notes that we're looking at these, so they would open up. I'm going to move the okay. All right. So you have an excludes 2 here that tells us if this was due to peanuts, it would be this. So you want to make sure you read all your excludes notes, excludes 1, excludes 2. But I don't ever want you to stop with the index. That's why in the course, we always said refer to the tabular. So when you're working, you may feel the pressure of getting it done quicker. You're not going to be paid on productivity, but in our minds, we feel like we need to work faster. And sometimes stopping at that index, coders will stop there. That's not good enough. you've got to carry through to the tabular to make sure that you arrive at the correct and the complete code.